Hi, YouTubers. Well, this is Grandma Nan, Smokin' Grandma Nan, storyteller for adults only. I always have to look at my notes if I make any. I do much better ad-libbing, but I thought those lines were so neat. Smokin' Grandma Nan, storyteller for adults only. For grandmas. Hey, there's 3 social levels for humans, seems to me, in today's what it is, dopers, druggies, and alkees. There doesn't seem to be many straight people, and isn't that a dumb word for straight people, is straight people? So if you're not straight, you're crooked? So getting back to the 3 levels, dopers, druggies, and alkees. They all revolve around plants. The dopers are the THC, the cannabis, the weed, the marijuana people, and there's an awful lot of them who are exclusively dopers, like me. And then there's others that are druggies and alkees as well. So when you put blame on the dopers, find out if they had a beer before they lit that joint, and then you'll know that their attitude is totally different. The attitude of an alcoholic is aggression and force. Like all of the law enforcement people must have a drink before they go out to enforce the law. It makes them aggressive. We know that because the military feeds it to the troops before they go to be aggressive. Let's give them some alcohol so they can be more aggressive. In the meantime, we have the druggies. Now, some of the druggies know they're druggies, and other people are moving along on, what do you call it, when you refuse to recognize the reality of where you are? Delusional, right? The people of the coca plant and the poppy plant, well, they pretty much know their plants. But the hypes that are willing to walk into a doctor's office and take a shot for anything, oh, give me a shot of antibiotics, I'm going to die if I don't... Bullshit. And then there's the pill takers who never think they're druggies, but they go into the pharmacy and, oh, they got to have their drug prescription filled. Oh, they got to have coverage so that they can get their pills. Heaven forbid if they don't get their medication. They're druggies. Admit you're a druggie. If you need medication of any kind, you're a druggie. And then there's the word tobacco. Chemicals like LSD and Marinol. Sugar. Oh boy, does sugar change your attitude. The more sugar you have, the worse you get. That's what alkees are all about. Too much sugar. Coffee? Oh yeah, I love coffee. I'm a druggie if it comes to coffee. Sugar, coffee, chocolate? Oh yeah. And then there's peppers, onion, and garlic. They're all druggies too. They all change our attitude. And that's what drugs are all about. It used to be the drugstore. Now it must be the medication store, because heaven forbid they should sell the rest of the drugs in the drugstore. Garlic, onion, peppers, chocolate, coffee, sugar, chemicals, tobacco pills, hypes. That's anybody who takes a needle. It's a hypodermic needle, hypes. And then there's the cocoa plant and the poppy plant. That's druggies. Now, alcoholics, the alkees, you know who they are. They're in favor of the grains and the hops to put a lot of sugar in and get them high. And so they do. And I don't know if it's a sugar that makes them so aggressive that they like to use force and be mean, nasty, ugly people. But that's what alkees are. Mean, nasty, ugly people. So I don't want any alkees at my house. I don't want any druggies at my house. The only thing I want at my house are reality-checked dopers. The guys and girls that really know what's going on because they've been here 50, 60 years. And they know what all the different drugs do and where they are. Nobody can pull the wool over what alcohol does to you when you get in a car and drive. Nobody can pull the wool over your eyes. Oh, I love that phrase. Isn't that a good phrase? Pull the wool over your eyes. Oh. There it is, time for lunch. So I suppose it's time to call this a day. Storyteller for adults only, the Smokin' Grandma Nan. Dun, 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 dun. Take that grandma out to play. Don't you know the only way to keep a grandma looking good and having health the way she should is take that grandma out to play. Don't you know the only way to keep a grandma feeling good and having youth the way she should is take that grandma out to play. So, what are we gonna do today? We're gonna take that grandma out to play. What do we have to do today? Well, let's get it done early and out of the way so we can take that grandma out to play. Listen, children everywhere. Knock that grandma off the chair. No, just pull her up. Don't really knock her off the chair. Although some grandmas would probably enjoy it, getting knocked off the chair. I'm not sure if any grandmas would enjoy getting knocked up, but that's what they say in London English. When they say, I'll come and knock on your door and pick you up. Hey, I'll knock you up. The first time I heard that phrase, I thought, how interesting our English is all around the world, how it changes. So we're having a hit for English and all those linguistics that keep us knowing what's going on. Somebody has to know what everybody is saying, because I sure don't. Oh, a hit to take the edge off the druggie world who thinks they're straight. God damn, there's a lot of them. The druggies who think they're straight. Medication. What's the other word they use? I forgot. No, it starts with M too. But there they are. Out there in the world, arguing with us over what we can and can't do to our body. And they're drinking alcohol and taking pills and being so two-faced. And then they tell us, the rest of us who don't particularly care to take pills and don't like alcohol at all, but we can't do what makes us feel good. What kind of a world is that? We must change it. Comes from the UN to change the rest of the world. Well, the Drug Enforcement Agency needs to concentrate on the real problem with drugs, and that is too much of the poppy plant and too much of the coca plant, too much of the tobacco plant, too much of the ALKEES plant, hops and all the grains, rye and corn, and what all goes into whiskey. I know a lot of sugar, and that's the downfall of the alcoholic. Look how they look. Alcohol and tobacco killed my father. The addictions to it, the fear of pain causes people to grab a pill or a needle or just anything to stop the pain. So isn't it the fear that makes us addicted and not the drugs? That's what I think. But what do I know? I'm only 74. I've only been around, what does that make? I'm into my 8th decade. But what do I know? I'm just a stupid woman. That's what the men all say. And what right have they got to say? Oh dear, now I've probably gone over, and that's the end of this one. I can't use this one anymore because I went way over, and who knows what they're going to do to me. Bye. Love everybody.